Well, hi everyone. So we just had a question about what I do, and so I just want to introduce myself a little bit. So what I have been doing is offering support one-on-one to clients with healing inherited family trauma, and that can take many shapes and forms. It basically, whatever you feel is blocking you in life. So it could be with regards to relationships, to careers, to your own self-worth, and you know, what are you struggling with? Kind of what is the pain point? And there is a source in your lineage. There's somebody who carried this same feeling, or it can be from a break in the connection with your mother, which unfortunately happens, for I would say 95% of humanity, for whatever reason, not because of anything our mother did or didn't do, but just she had to pull away emotionally. She had to distance herself, or we didn't feel safe and we distanced ourselves, or there was an actual separation. At birth, our mother couldn't hold us, maybe because she had an epidural, or there was some birth trauma and you had to be put in an incubator and you were separated from mom. Or later on in childhood, for the first 3 years, a really crucial time in that bonding. And so if mom had to go to the hospital, or if mom and dad went on a trip, or if she was emotionally going through a very difficult time with the father, with your dad, or her own parents dying, anything, there are millions of scenarios, but that can create a break in the bond, is what it's called. And then that unfortunately creates the sense in yourself of not trusting life, not trusting that someone will be there for you. And so you start to kind of like freeze or disassociate or numb out feelings, because you don't feel that there is a person who unconditionally will hold that space for you. And so today I just wanted to offer a space for you guys to ask any questions you want. And I would like to start with a little meditation, a little visualization, to kind of give you a sense of where your relationship with your mom is right now, like how much you can receive from her, what's your sense of that. So we'll start with that, and then we'll open it up for some questions. So you can relax. If you're in a chair, you can sit back into the chair, just find a comfortable seat, or sit tall and close your eyes. And just taking a few long, deep breaths, settling into your body. Shorter inhale and longer exhale, trying to have the exhale double the length of the inhale. Just noticing any sensations in the body. Maybe you can feel your feet flat on the floor, or if you're sitting on a cushion or a bed, just feel your sits bones. Feel the weight of your body being held by the earth. Soften your shoulders, soften any tension that you notice in your body, the jaw, the face. And just imagine your mother standing in front of you. And as she stands there, as you are in her presence, just notice, are you drawn to her? Do you feel like leaning in? Do you feel like staying where you are or leaning back? What is your inner movement? What happens in your body? Maybe you stop breathing, you hold your breath. If that has happened for you, try to bring your awareness back to the breath and keep breathing. Do you feel ready to embrace her? Does your body welcome her? Or does your body feel that it doesn't trust that it can move forward? So if you did sense a withdrawal or a pause or holding of the breath or constriction, just allowing that to be. Because for whatever reason, at a time when you needed her, she wasn't able to be fully there for you. And there was a painful separation, emotional or physical. And in those moments, as a child, you waited for her. You wanted her to come, you wanted her to embrace you, but you couldn't. And she could not come. What went on inside of you then in those moments? What feeling? Despair, rage, grief? How did it manifest in the body? Where do you feel this? And perhaps, did you give up on her? Did you give up on this connection then? Did it feel safer to shut down in order not to feel this pain again? In order to avoid feeling this loss? Whatever the circumstances were that created this separation, perhaps just for a moment, a day, a few days, or longer, to you, it was an eternity. And from that moment on, you were changed. Because instead of going to her, instead of running to her, you held back. But the blissful images, the memories, the positive ones, all the times where she did hold you, she did say loving words to you, where did they go? Because of this inner separation, those memories became harder to access. And so today, it's an invitation to find our way back to our mother as it used to be, when it was blissful, when she was there for us, when she could be there for us. So we're going to journey back to this time before that separation, when we felt safe, when we felt close, at ease, at home with her. Going back to the womb, going back to the time where she carried you in her womb, and you were one with everything, and one with her in every way, with her blood, with her breath, with her heartbeat. You were at one with her anticipations about becoming a mother or having another child, with her concerns, with her fears, her hope, and her readiness to take on the risk of birth. And one day, it became too tight for you in the womb. Even though you still felt at home in her, you were compelled to get out. And so you were born and you saw the light of the world in quite a struggle. even if the birth was smooth, going through this tight passage, a lot of sensations for mom, for you, a lot of unknown. And suddenly you were there and you were somewhere else. But then you were back with her at some point, either right away or a few hours, maybe longer. You were in her arms and you heard her beating heart. You felt her breast, you felt her skin, and you fell asleep in her arms. And then the long days and nights of constant care for you began. Day and night, your mother, your father, watching over you to make sure you were all right. And if they were not right by your side, other kind people were there, maybe a grandparent, grandmother, grandfather, a relative watching over you to make sure you were safe, to make sure you were fed and you were dry and warm. You are part of a big family. And there were many rich and happy times. Making yourself wide open, feeling in your heart an openness to these beautiful positive moments that you may not consciously remember, but you know they were there. You know this love and care and safety were there. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here today. You wouldn't be an adult, healthy, safe. And so, with these experiences, with these beautiful moments in our heart, look into your mother's eyes. She is standing still at a little distance away from you. You are facing her. Remembering this deep love that we received and that we found day by day, again and again. See if you can muster up the courage to take one step towards her, beyond the pain of separation, beyond the trauma of separation. Just one step, and take a breath. Pause. Keep looking into her eyes until you find the courage maybe to take another little step or a big one. Trust yourself. Maybe this was enough, this one step for today. Maybe you want to take 3. Continue looking into her eyes. And maybe you can fall into her arms for a hug and embrace. Or maybe it's enough to stand and look at her with love, with gratitude for this gift of life that she has given you. I'm just saying to her, Mom, I see you. I honor you. I thank you for this beautiful gift of life that you've given me. Take a deep breath. Release the breath. Whenever you feel ready, you can gently open your eyes.